What is going on, YouTube? Today we're going to be doing the installation here of the Garmin XT2. I got the bracket from AliExpress. Everything is almost good to go. Now this is what you have to do. I already fast forward pretty much everything here. So I connected it to this socket, which it converts it to 5 volts internally, the socket itself, but the voltage going to it is 12 volts. And I figured that out by using one of these multimeters right there. And after I used the multimeter, well, I came to a conclusion that it is best to connect the power cable, which is this right here. This is coming from the Garmin. Okay, it goes from here, it comes down here. And what I did is that I had to take out 2 clips that are holding this whole assembly in place. As you can tell, I moved it already. And then there's a this is a 4mm bolt, Allen bolt right here that has to come out along with the side fairing, guys. Now I did remove that inner cowling or fairing that goes in here. It is held by a couple of Phillips screws, which are right here. So you got 3 of them. One of them holds it right here, the other holds it right here, and the last one holds it right here. So that's how that piece came out. Okay, that's after you take the fairing out, which there's a couple of videos on how to take the fairing to change like your oil and stuff like that. So you can look at that and use that as a reference. And you had to remove the fairing, only the fairing, on the opposite side. The reason you had to do that is because inside here there are 2 clips that I mentioned on the other side. They're holding this piece in place. You had to take out that screw, so all this fairing has to come out, because this display has to come forward towards you a little bit so that you can run the wire like I did right here. So it's coming out of the Garmin all the way here. Okay, and then it goes right behind the display, and I ran it through where the main harness connects to the display. There's about that much space in there in which you don't need to drill, and then that's how I fished the wire from here all the way down, guys. Okay, it is really easy. I know it may sound confusing, but as long as you remove both of the fairings, you remove this cowling, which is on the inner part, which again, it is just basically held with about 3 screws, and some of these wires are attached to it. You have to pull them out. As you can tell, there's 3 wires that are attached to it, including this one, which is the turn signal. And this is what I'm left with. Okay, the XT2 is a 12 volt powered unit, and the socket itself, I don't know if you guys can see that, I was able to remove it. There's like a nut back there. Okay, I know it's hard to see, but there's a nut right here, so you had to loosen that up and it comes out. So what I did is that I extended the wires so that I was able to put that nut in there. I extended the wires. I used self-soldering water resistant connectors, and then I didn't have green and red wires, so what I did is that for the ground I used blue, and for the positive I converted it to yellow. That way I have more space here, so when I use my heat gun, then I can attach these here without melting the wires, because these are short, too short. And so the connector for this one is this one here. So I have the plug still over here, which is this. Okay, and basically what I'm going to do is attach these 2 like so. So you're going to do red with red and then black with green, and then we're gonna attach all 3 of them. I'll be back and I'll show you guys exactly how it looks like with the self-soldering connectors, and then this is gonna get connected back on here. So then this is basically, I'm doing a bridge, and this is gonna get the 12 volts power so that it charges the Garmin. And this is basically what we did here, guys. So these 2 wires are the ones that we attach to the socket, which is this piece right here. So basically we extended those wires, and then we connected the Garmin, the wire going to the Garmin, excuse me. We attached it to the red and green, as you guys can tell. So sorry for the focus right there. So we attached those two, and then we did use the self-soldering connectors, and this is what you're left with. So now this has to be connected to the power source, which is this harness right here. So now this harness connects here, and then we're going to zip tie the excess wire to this pipe, and that way everything looks clean, and that should give us power here to the Garmin. We're going to test it in a second. Well guys, you won't believe it if I told you everything is working perfectly well. This is that zip tie that I told you guys before to hide the excess wire, and this is the connection we did. Everything seems pretty cool. These connectors will hold for moist and water, guys. Not a whole lot of water gets in here, by the way, so that should be sufficient enough. And everything was successful. So check this out. You can see right here the Garmin. Once we hit the switch to turn on the bike, it comes right up, as you can tell. Okay, and once we turn it off, okay, let's hit agree. Once we turn it off, check this out, it turns off by itself because it has no power. So there you have it. Now you have to just reassemble everything, put the fairing back together, and this is what the wire looks like, guys. So once we put the windshield and everything, you really can't see it from this angle at all. So if you guys have any better ideas, let me know down below. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, comment, and share, and click on the bell icon so that you don't miss future videos like this.